right, we're here with Ivan from Goldberg Auctions.
Ivan's with Tyrant Larry Goldberg Auction. He's going to walk us through some of the more important aspects of the Tyrant Collection.
All right, so first, why don't you talk a little bit about what the Tyrant Collection is?
So yes, we are looking at the Tyrant Collection. So it's actually a collection of tyrants. So you will be able to find a portrait for most of the British sovereigns in history here. And that was part of the reason the collector started collecting, because he thought that the human history was shaped by these tyrants. Without these tyrants, we wouldn't go this direction. So like
that's a good concept. I like it.
Yeah. So he he's arguing that these people with massive amounts of power kind of came in and they shaped the course of human history.
Exactly. And usually a tyrant, the first thing they would do is issuing a coin. And because back then we didn't have social media, of course, we didn't have newspapers, so the only way the regular people was able to see their kings or queens were through coins.
Right.
So coins were actually like their little Instagram back then.
Right.
That was the whole idea. So through coins, we will be able to tell that how these kings or queens were really wanted their people to look at them.
Right.
So that's the value of this collection, I believe, because it has almost a photo. Shouldn't say photo, but a portrait.
Yeah.
Of each British ruler.
So it was kind of the way they would do a portrait in the way that they wanted to appear to their people. They would make themselves look powerful,
exactly,
or regal, or whatever kind of qualities.
Or depicted with instruments or with weapons that they felt defined who they were.
Exactly, and you will be able to see a lot of different kind of jewelries they wear, and a lot of different type of portraits. They want them to pose this way or this way with arms, or so they show their power or their taste of art.
Sure.
Very cool. So Ivan was telling us this is primarily the country of England, and what we're going to do is we're just going to walk around with him a little bit, and he's going to tell us about the most interesting coins that he thinks are in these cases.
Yeah, if you want to pick out 3 or 4 of the most significant, or ones that even you think mean the most, that'd be awesome.
And then we'll do the last segment with is it King Henry VIII?
King Henry VIII.
The proof set?
Edward VIII.
Edward VIII.
Yes.
Okay, very good. I got the number right, just not the name. Okay,
but we have an expert with us, fortunately.
Okay, thank goodness we have a coin expert here. Okay, so we can kind of start wherever you want and work our way
it's
around
sort of difficult because these coins are all top quality, but probably we should start from the other one. So this is called a double leopard. Was struck in 1344. That's the most expensive British coin ever sold. It was sold for over $1 million actually.
Wow.
It's pretty famous. That was the first British gold coin struck for circulation.
No kidding.
It's not the first British gold coin, because there was another gold penny struck. But this was the first coin struck for circulation, but didn't make it because people started to store the gold coins because they were so much more than silver. So they finally changed the way to change everything.
No kidding.
But that was very historical. And that's one of the most expensive British coins.
No kidding. And you said that sold for 7 figures?
Yes, sold for over $1 million.
Wow.
That's a mid-state 62.
So this was designed for circulation, but because it had such a high, such a large amount of gold, people were hoarding it because it had so much value. So what ended up happening is it actually defeated its own purpose.
Exactly.
It was supposed to be used for money, exchange for goods and services, but you can see the gold coin's very large. That's got to be over an ounce, right?
It's less than an ounce. It's actually very thin. But back then, that's a big gold piece in the medieval period.
Okay.
Yeah.
So people would begin hoarding the coins, then they actually weren't used for circulation. Okay, awesome. So that's our first $1 million coin. I think it's our second $1 million item though, because that Kellogg and Humber bar was over 300 ounces.
It was easily probably $1 or $2 million.
Yeah,
I imagine.
Easily over $1 million. Okay, so we can move on to the next item here.
Let's see. I think this ship royale is pretty interesting.
Interesting. Why do they call it a ship royale?
Because the queen is on a ship.
Okay,
that makes sense. Starting from the 100 Years' War, and this type has been designed during the past range. But this one is specifically beautiful. Just if you look at the face, almost like a painting actually.
Huh.
And of course the coin itself is very rare, but this strike is just exceptional.
Man. Yeah, a real artist worked on that die. I mean,
Exactly.
that is exceptional workmanship.
And it's so interesting because this was actually before Queen Elizabeth I defeated the Spanish.
Wow.
And if you still remember, there was a famous painting with Queen Elizabeth sitting on throne with two scenes of battle. One was a really sunny day and ships were just peaceful. The other side was just storming, and that shows the power of the queen. This was actually similar idea of that.
Huh.
You can see the queen was holding a scepter, means the power, and the other hand holding a orb, means Christianity over the world. And,
Now, was that Protestant Christianity then, or was it more towards Catholicism?
No. She was after Henry VIII. She was totally the leader of the British Church. But this,
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah,
and what would you say is the value of a coin like that? Just a round number.
$200,000. He bought it a long time ago. It's difficult to say.
Wow. Okay.
One of a kind.
Okay. Oh, it's unique.
So it's not unique, but it's a one of a kind coin. So
okay.
it's difficult.
So you don't see many sell at auction, and private sales probably aren't easy to find on that. That makes sense. Very cool. Yeah. Oh man, the design of this coin is just incredible. So was this more the peaceful side of the coin that I'm looking at here? Or?
No, I was talking about the painting. So this was more like the similar idea, showing the power of the queen.
Got it. Because this is got to be a warship here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the beautiful part of this is that Elizabeth I is so famous. You know, she was a virgin queen, and everything. So that just adds to the value and the interest.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like a replica of that one. That's for sure.
Look at this one right here.
Yeah.
So I think I've been in a lot if you want to jump in there with him.
Probably this is one of the more interesting part. It's called the petition crown. So of course,
Excuse me. That's
James-
gorgeous.
Yeah, the head of King George, James I will chop off, and then became the British English Commonwealth.
Huh.
And then after the death of Cromwell, King Charles II, his son, firstly his son was trying to become the Lord Protector, but he didn't make it. So King Charles II came back to the throne and restored the dynasty, of course.
And look at the detail in the hair and the mustache. You can see right over the lip.
Yes. So this was a silver petition crown, a patent struck in 1663, designed by Thomas Simon. He was the designer of the coin for Cromwell.
Okay.
So after restoration, he was trying to, try to keep his position as the engraver for the coins.
Okay.
So he actually created this coin with a petition engraved on the edge. So,
there's edge lettering.
Okay.
Yes, and that's why it's called a petition crown. I was showing the king that I want to engrave coins like this for you. But obviously the king didn't like it because he engraved the coins for Cromwell.
So it was almost like a pattern coin at the time.
It is a pattern
He was
coin.
producing an example that he thought should be used, and the king evidently disagreed.
Exactly.
Okay.
And this was actually the most expensive British silver coin ever sold in auction.
Wow.
Sold for, I believe, $530,000.
And it looks like that one's pedigreed to the Norweb collection originally.
Yes.
No kidding.
It has a very good pedigree as well.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Okay.
You want to talk about Edward VIII?
Yeah, let's take a look
Yeah,
at
that's got to be the kind of the main part, the keynote of this exhibit, if you will.
Yeah, so this is a world famous Edward VIII's proof set, where there were originally 5 sets made, but he never became the king, so the set, the coins, the design never used for circulation. There are probably 3-4 sets still exist in this world, and this is the only set available in private hands. The other 3 or 2 sets were owned by the queen.
Wow.
In the royal collection.
In the royal collection.
Yes.
Oh, that's incredible. How did this come to market?
Our probably will be able to tell you more about the story.
Okay.
That was before me again.
Okay.
It was original auctioned actually by us in 2007 or 2004 for 2.7 million
Okay.
US dollars.
Right.
Yeah.
What is this set worth, do you you think right now?
The Tyrant Collection himself have turned down $10 million for this
Wow.
set.
Okay.
Just because this is, you never get a chance to own again.
Yeah.
That's the only available. And if you want to call yourself Tyrant, you need this set.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, it's the Tyrant set for a tyrannical collector, right?
Exactly.
So the only set in private hands, it's got to be worth over 10 if you turn down 10, right? Things are worth what people are willing to pay for them.
Yes. And it's not only about money, it's about history.
Well, absolutely.
Yes.
Is this
Yeah, this needs to go to the right person.
This is kind of the OGP for the Royal Collection, right? The original government packaging.
Yeah.
Okay.
You mean this?
Yeah.
I believe this box was made later by Spink & Son in London.
Okay.
Maybe
Yes,
this was the
48.
original over here.
Yeah,
Oh,
these are
man.
the original boxes.
Yeah.
No
for
kidding.
good proof sets.
That's crazy.
And also, I can talk about the structure of this collection. You'll see all these are proof sets. And besides, so he is a very interesting. He collects proof sets. And meanwhile, he has type collections. So all the individual coins here are belong to his type collection. These are all original proof sets.
Yeah.
So you'll see that some of these coins are not top grade. But he has the same duplicate in the type collection, in the top grades.
Got
Oh my
So
goodness.
he would buy one proof set, original proof set, to
Right.
keep, and then buy a type coin with the
Oh
top
my
grade.
goodness.
So that's his logic.
So his
Pretty
type
epic.
set is finest known, but this was more meant to be for the proof set
Yes.
segment, and
Yeah.
and grade wasn't as important as completeness.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
And being an original one that wasn't parted out.
Right.
Right.
So in other words, none of these sets are piecemeal. They were purchased as,
As
a
a original
complete proof
set
set.
with box.
With Bob.
That's incredible.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of a single collection in history that's been assembled that way. Like its own original proof set.
The only thing I can even think of that would come close to that would be like the King of Siam proof set. But
Right.
even that, over the years, it has been a little pieced out, I believe.
Every single one of them's been broken up
Yeah.
that I know of.
Yeah.
Whether it's together or not,
Right.
who knows?
So, I mean, yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Ivan, thank you so much for your time, man.
Yeah, it's
Really,
been great.
we learned
Dude,
a lot
thanks-
from you.
Thank you for the grand tour. We appreciate it.
Sure. Sorry, it was not prepared, but it's fine.
No,
You know,
that
that's
was perfect.
That's kind of how we do our show
Yeah.
here at the Rare Coin Show. We don't prepare in any way. We just go off the cuffs
And just film.
Absolutely, and you handle it like a boss.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ivan.
Thanks, Ivan. Appreciate it.
That was a fantastic journey through the Tyrant Collection here
So
at
much
the Long
fun.
Beach Convention
Oh
Center.
man, that was so much fun. Yeah,
We had our walkthrough with our guy Ivan with the
with Ira and Larry Goldberg auctions.
That's
it was
right.
so cool of you to walk us through all that. That was amazing. There's no way we would have known.
Thank you, Ivan. We owe you something, Ivan.
Yeah, maybe a beer or a sandwich or something. I
Come
don't
meet
know.
us for a beer and a sandwich.
Or a gold coin, whatever you want. It was so cool having you walk us through everything. Thanks to Ira and Larry for putting that on. And what an incredible collector.
Oh my gosh! I mean, so that was the most significant proof collection in all time. Is that?
I mean, they say that the scope of the collection being worth $200 to $300 million is the most valuable collection of right now. The King Edward VIII proof set is likely the most valuable foreign proof set that I know of.
Right.
I mean, there's of course the 1834 proof set for the U.S. with the 1804 dollar and all
King
that.
of Siam proof set.
King of Siam proof set, yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, we have some examples of things that are really valuable. The Edward VIII proof set was, I think, only 1.3 million. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's what it was priced at. But that only what we saw there was what 1/10
Yeah.
of the entire collection. So I mean, there's quite a bit more, and they are going to have some additional traveling exhibits. They said so. There's going to be more of this Tyrant collection that we're going to be seeing. So
Yeah, I think we saw just the Thames River.
Right.
Just that one little segment of England, and it was amazing how extensive this guy got. I mean, every single ruler, he got every denomination, silver, gold. He was a master of type.
and it was common coins, rare coins. He left nothing out. There was no stone he left unturned. I mean, he really went through a painstakingly process to put that together. So it was a pleasure to see it. It was a pleasure to see it.
It really was. And I love how he thought about accessibility. He wanted to show things for collectors that had a modest budget of maybe several $100s.
Right.
And then also wanted to maybe call up some other collectors into the 7-figure range. So he really had this wide scope that made everybody want to learn, made everybody want to participate. Pardon me, I drank a little bit too much coffee and I'm tongue-tied here. But he just did such an incredible job, and
I agree.
hats off to him, right?
I agree.
So tune in next week.
Yeah, we have maybe some exciting special guests, some historic special guests that might be coming by to
Really famous people.
Yeah, to grace us with their presence.
We don't want to give too much away, but they're household names. There's one household name.
Absolutely, at least one of them you guys will know by name. So
yeah, and super famous guy, and we totally know him. And also make sure to follow us on social. Say what's up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
and read the blogs on Medium.
Yeah, we've got
some
a blog
great
on
posts
Medium
coming down there.
Absolutely. Yep. All right.
Thanks again,
Until next
guys.
week.